Welcome friends, it's Caleigh Bird, and today is Ask an Artist number 4, where I answer a question posed to me by one of my wonderful YouTube subscribers while I do 3 20-minute timed figure drawing demos for you. So I hope you learn a whole lot. If you do, make sure you pop that subscribe button and ding the bell, because I'm always here for all your art biz advice and fine art techniques. And while you're down there, why don't you go ahead and leave me a question in the comments for the next video I've got, and just might get lucky enough to have me answer it for you. Thanks guys, enjoy! So today we are going to chat about how to overcome the fear of sharing your art and start posting already. Now this was a requested video by one of my YouTube watchers, and unfortunately I did not write down his name. I believe his handle begins with an M. I feel so bad. Normally I like to shout out the folks that pose the questions I answer, but M, you're just gonna have to forgive me on this one. Hopefully getting an entire video dedicated to your question will be reason enough to make you smile. While we're chatting today, I'm going to be doing 3 timed 20-minute figure drawings, and my reference is the Croquet Cafe, which is an online figure drawing resource with thousands of poses of different models of all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, everything. It's really a fantastic resource, especially for these days when figure drawing sessions are not really happening right now. So definitely check that out if you would like a figure drawing resource. I'm using Stabilo Carbothello pastel pencils on my own handmade toned sketchbook. So the first thing you want to remember about overcoming your fear of sharing art is that literally no one is really good when they first start off. No one. So I did a poll on my YouTube community tab as well as in my Instagram stories, asking folks who were apprehensive about sharing their art if it was more the fear of the quality of the artwork they were sharing or the fear of the quality of the photos, like the posts themselves. And I got about 75% of people saying that it was the quality of the artwork, but a good 25% saying that they were afraid of not having good enough posts. Well, let me tell you, your earliest artwork and your earliest posts just aren't going to be that good. It's just a fact of life. Nobody's were. Now, you might see your favorite artist and scroll back and see that their, work looks amazing all the way from the beginning, but you don't know what they've deleted. You don't know what they had as far as like an art page before that or a personal page before that. You don't know. I mean, especially some of us, like we date back to MySpace, some of us, they're like, you may only see some amazing, incredible Instagram with thousands and thousands of followers, and you're like, that will never be me. But you do not see all of the practice they had. You do not see the, maybe the film school they went to. You don't see the photography classes they took. You don't see, the thousands of drawings that they did that were terrible that they never photographed. So just realize that you are not seeing it all when you're looking at other artists. And the thing is that you cannot get better at anything unless you practice. So honestly, it's better just to practice posting and taking photos of your artwork now, maybe while your art is not so strong, because nobody's really going to see it anyway, and you can slowly be improving sort of behind the scenes. I know that's what happened with me. Now, a lot of us fall back on procrastination when there is a thing we really want to do, but we don't know how to get started. And that is a totally natural human and artist sort of inclination. So don't necessarily fight it. You can use your procrastination as a tool. Instead of just sitting there on your thumbs being like, I don't wanna. How about instead, next time you're scrolling, scroll with intention. Do a little research. Check out some other artists that are in the position that you would like to be in yourself. Check out, artists maybe have sort of like a similar look to you or a similar target audience, and do a little research on kind of what they're posting, maybe some of the interesting angles, maybe they're doing some interesting flat lays of their artwork. Pay attention to what their captions are like, if they're interacting with their audience. All those kinds of things can be very inspiring. And when it comes to following other artists, I would say have a healthy mix. Have some artists that are like the big, huge, amazing ones that are like totally inspirational, that are just like the most mind-blowing thing that, you know, you can't wait to be there one day. But also make sure that you're following other artists that are similar to yourself in your sort of art game, in how new or how, you know, advanced or not so advanced that you are. Because trust me, being in contact with and, you know, getting to know artists that are on more of your same wavelength or level is going to be encouraging. Because if every time you open up your phone and start scrolling, all you're seeing is all this artwork that's going to take you 5 or 10 years to be able to compete with, you're going to feel a little disheartened. But if you're seeing other artists that are growing and still exploring and expanding, you know, their repertoire, it's going to feel encouraging. And those artists are going to be small and they're going to interact back with you. I have made a lot of really good friends on Instagram by following people that are sort of in the same, you know, art league as I am, and we encourage each other, and we're like, oh yeah, you had really great sales in April, like I'm super happy for you, or like, oh my gosh, you came out with a new work, I know that took you a long time, you know. And you wind up being very encouraged instead of feeling discouraged when you are following people that are a little bit closer to your world. And you can also feel free to use some of that procrastination time to, practice making art. Remember that you do not have to post everything that you make. In fact, I thoroughly encourage you not to, because all artists make work that they're not super proud of, or is not great, or maybe they didn't spend that much time on, and don't post it. Don't post mediocre work. There's no reason to. So use that procrastination time to research and maybe practice, but you need to know when to say when. You need to know when to stop procrastinating and just get on with it, because nobody's going to see what you don't show the world, right? And that's the important part. We have to practice. You have to go ahead and do your crappy first post before you can ever get your moderately good post, before you can get your pretty good post, before you can get your really good post, before you can get your excellent post. It's a progression. You can't skip steps. It does not work. Realize that we all get discouraged, but you just have to keep trying. As far as just the quality of the post itself, let me give you one word of advice: lighting. It is all about the lighting. There is no way that you can possibly take a good photo of your artwork or of anything else with bad lighting. It is impossible. So you need to focus on finding good light to illuminate your posts. I highly recommend using natural light in bright shadows, or especially at dusk or dawn, to have a nice neutral sort of cloud cover. Check down below. I've got a video all about how to photograph your artwork very professionally using nothing but outdoor lighting. I highly recommend it. All of your posts are going to get better once you get better at your lighting. Now remember, the key is that we all get discouraged. From the lowliest artist to the queen bee of the art show, everyone gets discouraged at some times. Just realize that being an artist means you're gonna have to get pretty good at bouncing back. And the wonderful thing is, the more you do something, the better and easier it gets. So the more you make art, the more you take photographs of your art, the more you write good captions, the more you practice, the better you will get. So I would recommend getting started, because the longer you wait, you're just delaying yourself that much more. There's no way that you can procrastinate yourself into skills. You can procrastinate yourself into inspiration, but you cannot procrastinate yourself into skills. And you also need to realize that posting on social media is not the only way that artists get recognition. I know it is a major way these days, and it can seem like these artists come out of nowhere, post their artwork, and then have their life set up for them. But that's not really the case. You just need to realize where you want your art career to go and only post it online if you like it. It's not obligatory. I have seen plenty of successful artists that have chosen different routes in order to follow their dreams than being social media kings and queens. It's totally fine. And I wanted to leave you with a quote by another YouTube artist that I thought was really poignant and really just helped to drive the feeling home as far as posting art publicly. This is Happy D, and I will link to her down below. But she says, "Don't associate likes or comments on social media with how much you truly love your craft." And if there's anything you remember, I think that that is the key, because don't let others influence something that you feel so passionately about. We as artists create because we have this drive, this inherent feeling in our soul that we need to bring out what is in there. So just because you're not getting a lot of likes does not make your feelings, your work, any less valid. You have to realize that numbers, there's always going to be a higher number. You can't count your whole life on trying to get to a higher number, because there is no end. Realize that you do this because you love it. I have heard talk about fear of others stealing your work or artistic ideas, and the only advice I can give for that is it's just a fact of life. All artists who put work out there, whether it's musical, visual, dance, anything, has the chance for their work to get ripped off. It happens. Usually it doesn't, but it can. But we also have to realize that all of our ideas are spawned from others' work too. So just know that although you do have individual and unique concepts, we all garner inspiration from others. So if no one posted their work, your inspiration well would be not nearly as full as it is today. Just a little bit of food for thought. And if you like my sketchbook, I do create limited edition releases whenever I am making more for myself, usually about twice a year. Check down below for links on information on how you can snag your own. I also have many of my figure drawings on my website, as well as a number of them available in my shop if you would like to take home a little piece of art from my nest to yours. Make sure you pop that subscribe button and ding the bell, because I'll be back next week with some more artsy goodness for you. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.